Hey everybody! Welcome back to Big Hair Gaming. We're here with another video covering our favorite game, Last War. And today we're jumping into a new event called the Bounty Hunter event. This just dropped today. I think there's one other event that kind of works similarly, but I cannot remember how it's themed. But this just dropped, so I wanted to get a video out on it covering, all the details, how it works, what stuff to do, and then like go over what you can actually get, and just share some of my opinions on like how I think is like the best way to play the game, how to be efficient in your gameplay, all that sorts of stuff, and what you want to go for. So let's jump in. So basically, it is Kimberly themed, which I love. Kim is one of my favorite characters in the game, so I'm glad to see her getting like this extra little side thing where she's gonna kill zombies. And basically, the premise of this is that you are going to obtain ammunition. Defeating zombies takes ammunition, and every time that you defeat zombies of multiple different types, you're gonna get some different loot for that. So first, we're just going to jump on into the details, and this will go over like the loot table, what you can get, and the spawn rates and everything. And I'll go over all of like what it means as we go through the shop, and I talk about what's in there and what's worth grabbing and everything a little bit later. But first, so on every area that you go through, you're always going to see zombies. They're going to spawn in this ratio where about a little less than 2/3 of them are going to be regular zombies here, and a little more than 2/3 of them are going to be these elite zombies who are going to be flying the airplanes here. Now, every time that you defeat a zombie, you're going to have a 7% chance to summon a wandering merchant, which is going to offer you some stuff. I've gotten 2 of them, so I can show you what that looks like. And you're going to have a 4% chance to summon a boss. I've already summoned one and was able to kill one. I'll show you, hopefully we'll get lucky, and I'll show you what that looks like as well. So if you kill a boss, you have a 10% chance to get 300 of these bounty vouchers, which is pretty good. You have a 50% chance to get 100. I was able to win this 50-50, and I got 100 from beating mine. You have a 40% chance to get 50. So no matter what, when you kill a boss, you will get one of these 3 loot drops that are optional. Then every single time that you attack the boss, you're going to get 5 vouchers every single time you attack. Now, when you're killing the regular zombies, this is the loot distribution that you have to get. For the elites, you have the same percent chance of getting vouchers. Out of these, you have basically a 50% chance to get like some kind of okay voucher and a 1% chance to get a really good voucher. And then like a pretty big chance to get just either some loot boxes or some speed ups. With the elites having the better values between the two. The most that you can get from an elite is 100 vouchers, which is pretty sick. The most you can get from a regular zombie is 50 vouchers, which is less sick, but roughly 50% as sick. And then lastly, every time that you clear all the zombies out of an area, or you use a grenade, I think it's a flash grenade or like a lure grenade, sound grenade, something like that. You'll go to a new area, and every time that you do so, you'll have a free supply drop box that you'll get, and these are the rewards that you can get from it. You have a 1% chance to get a luxury choice chest, which is one of my favorite things you can get. 9% chance to get some extra free ammo, which is very nice. 40% chance to get the deluxe choice chest, which is basically just not as good as the luxury one, but still decent. And then lastly, you'll have a 50% chance to probably just get some rare level choice chests, which is still not bad. Now, let's go up to the shop and we'll kind of make sense of all those vouchers that we can get. So here's what's available. One of the things that's most important to pay attention to, just like in the glittering market, is you want to be aware of things that are available today and how many you can get versus things that are available for the length of the event. And just knowing that some stuff, it's not that you can get 5 purchases of the bond badges every day, but you can get 5 of them per event. You can't buy 100 of these training certificates, do 100 purchases every day, but you can do 100 for the duration of the event, and the event will last for about 6 days. So just be aware of that and make that distinction in your head. Hey y'all, Editor Big Hair here. I just want to take a quick moment to say that if you're enjoying the video, feel free to like it and drop a comment down below, even if it's just, hey, thanks for the video, as all the engagement really does help the channel grow a lot. If you're new, feel free to subscribe. I've got a whole bunch of tutorials, guides, and explanations on gameplay mechanics, heroes, and strategies to succeed. And lastly, I want to mention that I do have channel memberships available if you're really vibing with the kind of content that I create and you just want to support me. You'll get a cool flare symbol next to your name in the comments, member shoutouts at the end of videos, as well as being able to join in on some cool live stream recordings for battles and events. But hit the join button down below to check it out if you're interested. But with that, let's get back to it. So one of the things that is immediately jumps out is that it's pretty affordable, is that you can get a level 5 drone component chest. Now, this is obviously going to be more or less valuable depending upon how far into the game you are. If the only ones that you have, if your drone components are all at level 3 or level 4, then getting a level 5 drone component is absolutely huge. If you're further along where I am, where a lot of your drone components are at level 8 or at level 9, then getting a level 5 drone component is a nice boost, but it's not the absolute game changer that it would be for somebody earlier in the game. So for me, this is probably something that I'll grab because it nets like, a small little boost to my tremendous grind, and it's not too expensive, which we'll get into. We'll talk about the relative cost of the stuff in here. But this says must buy, and I believe it. This one says must buy. And 450 is a lot, but I don't know. Let me know your opinion on whether or not you think that 10 bond badges are worth 450 vouchers. This feels like a lot because as you'll see, there's a lot that you can do with 450 vouchers in the rest of the shop, but we'll get to that. So moving along, we do have 10 training tickets for only 20 vouchers. Now, this I think is pretty solid because you do need a lot of training tickets in order to get through each benchmark for your gorilla. I think currently I need 60 to get through the next level benchmark for my gorilla. So, just buying 10 isn't going to be enough, but I'm going to need to grab quite a few of them to do something. Moving along, we have some drone parts. Now, for me, I don't really think that I 40 drone parts, which is going to be about 88 vouchers. I'm like, that's roughly the same cost as your drone component chest, and I'm kind of like, what's that worth to me? They don't really feel comparable. I'd still probably take the drone component chest over the drone parts. One, because I need literally thousands of them. So 40 drone parts is just a drop in the bucket to me. And there's other stuff that I could get, but similarly, drone components is also just a drop in the bucket kind of thing. Moving over, we have a choice drone component chest. Now, if you watch the video I made for the glittering market, the choice chests are some of my favorites that you can get, especially because any attack-based drone components are harder to get than like the HP defense type stuff. If you look at the drop rates of what you can get from a drone component chest, I'll actually just pull it up right here. You can see that the thermal imager, the fuel cell, and the missile all have a lower drop rate than compared to the other ones. So if you have the opportunity to get a choice chest, sometimes it can be worth taking it, especially if you're earlier on and like getting a level 5 missile is much more meaningful to you than it might be for somebody who's where I'm at. This could be a really good benefit for you. Here we have the training guidebook. I probably wouldn't waste it on this. I mean, you do only get 300 of them, so that's, 900 tickets for the whole lot of them. But I already have tons of it, and I'm not really blocked by not having enough experience. I'm blocked by not having enough of the training certificates or the bond badges, and that's the real limiting reagent here. So I probably wouldn't spend it on the training guidebook. But if you're a big spender, let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know what your experience is like. Moving along, we got Valor badges for 50 a pop. And for me, I'm not a big person who buys Valor badges in the shop just because I play every day. So it's really, and I'm in a very active alliance, so it's really easy for me to get a lot of Valor badges. So if I ever start hurting for them, I'll start buying them. But for me, it's just not something I look for in these kind of shops. Then we have the legendary resource choice chests, which are real nice. I'm never going to say no to grabbing resources in the shop because we all need resources. We all always are going to need them. So if you need them, then this is a way that you can get them. Then we got some speed ups, not crazy. Some drone parts for a more expensive price. Don't give a hoot about the decoration chests. Definitely not worth it. Not in this context. Battle data, if you need it, you can get it. I don't, so I don't. I wouldn't bother buying hero shards here because there's so many other ways for you to get hero shards that I think it's much more beneficial for you to take advantage of some of these other things that you can get, which are much more difficult to obtain, rather than getting hero shards, which like you know are kind of a dime a dozen. You can get them anywhere. You know, if you need them and you really, really want them, you can go for it. But I would recommend that you do something else. Similarly, skill medals. These events can be really good for big spenders because skill medals can be harder to obtain when like not hard to obtain, but you need so much more of them the higher up your characters get. So these can be really good opportunities to get skill medals. So like resources, I'm not going to say no to skill medals. And then lastly, down here we have ammo, and this is just like an absolute hot dog water exchange rate. So these keys you also use for the chest dropping event. I do not recommend spending these for bullets in a ratio of 2 to 1. Like that absolutely sucks. This is a massive trick. Do not do this. Don't do that. But yeah, so that's my run through of the shop, kind of what my focus would be. And then like some general ideas on just like where you might be and what you might want to focus on. Some things that are nice to point out. We do have a a spend banner here. So the more ammo that you use, the more loot that you can get. And basically, we're going to crisscross across with what's it called, legendary choice chests and the decoration chest. Now, just like the glittering market, like these aren't things for you to shoot for, because like these prizes just like I love legendary choice chests, but these prizes like aren't that good, so they're not really like a thing for you to target, like, oh man, I'm gonna get all that loot. But in actuality, it's like, as you go along to try to get stuff in the shop, like as an added boon, you also get these things as you're along that path. So just something to point out, to look forward to. Now, before we get into kicking it with the game proper, the last thing I want to mention is this Wandering Merchant. So I got 2 of them before, and basically the way it works is she'll give you something for free that's in this rightmost item slot here. So you can see here I can get 10k of this battle data for free, which I am going to grab. Or 10 of 10k battle. Okay, so that's 100 there. That's nice. I can get 10k, or sorry, not 10k. I can get I wish I can get 10 universal hero shards for 2,000. Which is not worth it to me, and I don't care. And then the big ticket item that the Wandering Merchant will offer is for $50 US, you can get 600 of the bounty shards, and she can appear 6 times per day. So like, don't feel like you're missing out if you don't take the deal. These 2 are the only configurations I've seen of this other stuff that you get. So I'm gonna assume that this is static, and like this is just what you get when you do it. But otherwise, like, this is a pretty decent and consistent way for you to get 600 vouchers for $50. And when you're doing the cost benefit analysis of like, should I buy $50 worth of ammo? Should I just buy the vouchers outright? Because you want the vouchers, but you also get other stuff when you shoot the zombies too. So something to think about. Now, when you get up here into the bullet pack, there was a couple options where you get, I think on the daily. I've already grabbed some of the stuff because I messed around with it a little bit earlier. But you'll get something for free. And there's a couple of packs where you can get bullets in exchange for gems, which is very nice. And then I think they had a $5 pack, they have a $10 pack, and I grabbed both of those just because I was messing around with it to try to understand the mini game a little bit better. But yeah, so you can do that. With this, it looks like if you do $50, you get 500 bullets, which is seems to be a decent amount. But based off of the ratios, maybe you get 500 bullets. Like that's probably enough to get a couple of boss kills. So it's hard for me to recommend like off the rip. Obviously, if you get lucky, you might get your 600 vouchers out of 500 out of $50 US, and that could be fine. Or if you don't want to deal with the luck component and you just want to buy the vouchers and then get what you want, like you can just they do give you the opportunity to do that, and they might be comparable depending on how your luck goes. But with that, let's jump in here. So this is like what the UI looks like. I've already killed the three legendary or what were they called? The elite zombies who show up here and fly planes. I'm gonna throw this little sound grenade thing that's gonna attract these zombies. They're gonna go someplace else, and we're gonna change areas. Now these little sound grenade guys, like these, you get I think 4 of them every day. Actually, if we go up here, it'll give you some more of those details. So you'll get 4 of these jammers, they call them, sound grenades, whatever, to distract any remaining zombies, and then you can go to a new area to get extra rewards. Like it says here, like we already looked at all this stuff of like, you kill the zombies to get the vouchers. The elite ones are better than the ones that aren't. And then you can, if you want to, you can push the barrage button to just attack everything on the screen. So we're going to keep going. So like I said before, we get this this free crate. Let's see if we get lucky. Hey, we got 2 of the deluxe choice chests. So then we got some zombies up here. We're going to focus on these first. And that's going to take 10 ammo every time that we click one. And it'll show you what you get out of the little box here over here on the left, so you have that option. And then I'm gonna keep shooting zombies. Actually, I'm gonna throw my last sound grenade because I get 4 of them a day, so there's no reason not to do that. Especially because I have a limited amount of ammo, and I want to see what kind of stuff we can get. So we'll do that. I'm gonna shoot that zombie. Let's see what we get. Hey, nice, 50 shards. Let's go. Or 50 vouchers. Okay, cool. Can I still target the other zombies? Nope, you can't target the other zombies while the boss is present. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to grab, because I want to show you what it looks like on the video, I'm going to grab a couple more bullets, and then I'm going to beat this zombie, and then we'll keep it going. Alrighty, and we're back. Alright, so I grabbed a couple more bullets so we can beat this guy and see what this looks like. I'm going to use the power laser because I think it's going to look cool, and it'll just kill him in one hit. Booyah, so we blasted him. And we got the 50-50, so we got the 100 voucher for that. So we'll blast this guy, we'll blast this guy. And then now, because I'm out of grenades, I don't have any choice but to blast these last couple zombies, so there's 5 left that I can see, so I'm just going to do the barrage strike. That's totally fine. Oh, that's cool. She calls in a missile strike. Hey, and we got lucky. We got some extra vouchers from that, so that's pretty nice. So we'll grab this. We got another deluxe choice chest. Blast this zombie up here. Boom, boom, boom. Not so lucky. Hey, but we got another wandering merchant. So Alrighty, so bringing us to the end, what do I think is the strat based off of what we've gone through and what I've seen from this little mini game so far? So this is what I think is probably the best strat for low to mid spenders. And so that's basically, we're going to take advantage of the fact that we get 4 of these zombie jammers, or these like smoke grenade looking things, every single day. Like it says down here at the bottom, during the event, 4 items are going to be added daily at reset. So we're going to get 4 of these every day. So if you do that and you combine that with grabbing the free bullets that you can get, you're going to get some for free every day, and then you'll get a bunch that you can buy using gems each day as well. So basically, we want to attack and focus on these elite zombies, and then basically kill all the elite zombies 1, 2, 3, and then launch our grenade to switch over to a new area like you saw me do earlier. The reason for that is, like we already said, those zombies are going to grant us the best rewards, and we're going to get these grenades for free every day. Now, if we get lucky while we're fighting these zombies, then maybe we get a boss. If you're playing strictly for free, then you might not have enough bullets to beat the boss at that time, but you'll be able to get more bullets the next day, and you'll get 4 more grenades, or zombie jammers. So they don't go away or anything like that, or at least not yet. but you'll be able to use them, beat the boss, and then just keep clearing out these elite zombies. And these elite zombies are going to have the better chance of between these two types to get you some decent rewards. You might not get lucky. You're probably not going to get lucky and get the 100 out of them. You might, but hopefully you'll get at least 50 and a couple of 10s. That'll give you something to look forward to with these guys. Now, if you're a mid spender or a big spender and you're looking to throw some more money at it, you can buy the $5 pack, the $10 pack, $20 pack, whatever suits your goals. And that'll definitely give you enough ammo that you'll likely be getting a lot more of these wandering merchants. Now, if you're a big spender, maybe you consider getting the 600 vouchers for $50. Maybe that's your lucky pull. If you're more similar to how I tend to spend, then maybe just like the $10 for 120 confirmed vouchers will be good. The benefit is that these do scale linearly. So, if you spend $10, you get 120. If you spend five times as much, you get 5 times as much. So it's nice and simple like that. So don't have to worry about not getting the best deal just because you want to spend less. So that's my recommendation. If you're a big spender, I'll talk about you last. You'll be able to do everything you want to do. If you want to buy, $50 worth of bullets, that's going to give you plenty of ammo. You don't have to worry about not getting a boss. You're not going to have to worry about not getting the Wandering Merchant. And if you don't really want to play the mini game that much and you just want the vouchers, if you get lucky with like the $50 here, then you can just buy the vouchers outright and not have to worry about getting ratioed or having to be lucky in finding the bosses or anything like that. But that's my recommendation. Take advantage of these zombie jammers that you have, and then try and kill as many elites as you can with the bullets that you have. But yeah, that's pretty much the whole event. All the stuff that's there, the whole little breakdown. It looks fun. I like it. It looks neat. I'm looking forward to messing around with it more. I'll probably, take it because I spent quite a bit on this little first day. I'll probably just chill and grab some ammo with diamonds. I'll grab the freebie that they do, and I'll just have fun with it and see what I can get from the shop. But yeah. Thanks for watching, y'all. If this video helped you out, if you found it informative, educational, all that sorts of stuff, feel free to drop a comment down below. Even if it's just, thanks for the video, because all that stuff does help out the channel a whole bunch, and I do really appreciate it, and it helps the YouTube algorithm, everything. Yeah, feel free to send the video to your alliance mates, as hopefully it'll be helpful to them as well, because this event just came out. So if anybody's confused on what to do, where to go, you can show them this and they'll figure it out. And then lastly, I want to thank our channel members for supporting the channel. They give a monthly contribution to help support the channel, just like a couple bucks here and there. Helps keep the lights on, helps me do these longer form videos and all that sorts of stuff. If you would like to be a channel member, feel free to hit the join button down below. You can check that out. But yeah, I want to thank you all for watching. I want to thank you for listening, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care, y'all.